Hello, let's continue our Sudoku adventure with Sure, Pour Melted Crayons on a Cookie. Why the heck not? By Gene. Might be the longest title we've ever had. Um, I prefer shorter titles so that they fit on screen. Anyway, this looks like it has an interesting rule set, though. I don't know what it has to do with melted crayons on a cookie, but anyway, let's go over the rules. We do have normal 6x6 Sudoku rules, so in each row, each column, and each 2x3 box, we are placing the digits 1 to 6 exactly once each. We also have region crop key lines. So these are kind of like region sum lines combined with the idea of crop key dots. So let's go over this carefully. So first of all, both of these lines are split into segments whenever they cross a box boundary, box border. And so this line starting here, we are forming the green segment, and then it crosses into a new box. So we start the purple segment, and then it crosses into a new crosses a box boundary again, back into box one, but it's still a box boundary, and that starts the blue segment. So we have 3 segments, and on black lines, the sum of neighboring segments are in a 1 to 2 ratio. So let's say this was a 4. And this segment is adjacent to this segment. And so this segment would need to either sum to 2 or 8 in that case. And so would this one. So that is how that works. And I'll just use this. The white lines are the same. They still split the same. But the sums are consecutive instead of 1 to 2 ratio. So that's it. Those are the rules. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself. And I'm going to get started right now. Okay, what looks like a good place to start? How about here? So this cell here has to be consecutive with this sum. This sum at minimum is 6. And so that means this is a 5 or a 6. This can't be any smaller than 5, or, you know, let's say this was a 4, right? This would have to sum to at most 5, and 3 digits, 1, 2, 3, sum to 6. So we can't do that. 6 or higher. So this is 5 or 6. And then, see, I don't know where this is going. I guess because this is 5 or 6, this is 6 or 7. Because it can't be 5 and it can't be 4, right? So this adds to 6 or 7, meaning it's either 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 4. So it has the 1 and the 2. This being 6 or 7 means this adds to 5, 6, 7, or 8. So I don't think I want to mark that. But this has 1 and 2, which means this has 1 and 2. So this is pretty big. This is at minimum 3, 4. Okay, I guess I could argue that this has to be even at that point, because this is bigger than 6. It doesn't have the 1 or 2, so 3, 4 is our minimum, making this add to at least 7. But it's got to be even, because we have to halve it to get this digit. So this is minimum 8, meaning this is a 4, 5, or 6. So this could add to 8, 10. Oh, it can't actually add to 12. You can't have 2 digits add to 12. So it's actually 4 or 5. And they add to 8 or 10. 8 could only be 3, 5, because 1 and 2 are gone. 10 is only ever 4, 6, which is... Unfortunately, that just makes this 3, 4, 5, 6, which we already knew. But it does mean this is 4 or 5. And so this would also... Yeah, we can't half the 5, because it's odd. And if we half the 4, these would add to 2, and that's certainly not going to happen. So this sum and this sum are the same. And they're even, each, for what it's worth. But yeah, so that means these can't both add to 10, because we'd have to have 4, 6, and 4, 6. So this is definitely a 4. They both add to 8. This is 3, 5. And so then this is going to have to use the 2 in order to do 2 plus 6. Very nice. And that just leaves 1 and 4 here. Okay, well, if this is 1, 2, 4, this is 1, 2, 4, meaning this is 7, meaning this is 6. And so now that we know this is 7, this adds to 6 or 8. Can we still do 6? I think so. Yeah, 6 could be 1, 5, or 2, 4. And then 8 is easily possible as well. 3, 5. It can't be 2, 6. It would be 3, 5. Did we learn anything from that? Not really. I think any digit's possible other than the 6. All right. This is like a normal crop key dot across this diagonal. And then this is at least 6. So this is probably the big side. Is there any Sudoku or something? Like, what am I doing next here? I mean, I could fill that this is 3, 5, 6. That could be helpful. Do I know? I'm not seeing huge restrictions here. All right, so let's think about this black crop key dot essentially across here. We could do 1, 2. Okay, but this has to be at least big enough to double to 6, though. So this has to be at least 3. But if it was 3, the only thing this could be is 6, and it can't be. So this is actually 4 or 5. So we're either doubling 4 or doubling 5. But this can't be 5 because we can't have 5. We can't make this 10 or 2.5. So this is actually only a 4, interestingly. And so then this has to be a 2. It's the only thing I can go next to a 4. And then this sums to 8. We know it includes a 1 if it sums to 8. This is going to be either 1, 2, 6 or 1, 3, 5. Not 1, 2, 6. Sorry, it's going to be 1, 2, 5 or 1, 3, 4. So there's no 6 on it, right? And then this 6 looks down. So 6 is one of these two. And 6 is up here somewhere. What are we doing with this? 2's down here. So now that 4 is gone, does that affect this? So remember this was either, this is 7. So this is either adding to 6 or 8. If we want to add to 6, we could do 1, 5, but now 2, 4 is out of the question. Actually, it has been. Okay. I don't know when I got those. Oh, I got the 2 and the 4 at the same time. Okay, anyway, it's not 2, 4. And if it added to 8, it could only be 3, 5. It can't be 2, 6. So it always has a 5. Interesting. So that's not a 5. So it's either 1, 5 or 3, 5. Huh. Yeah, that makes sense. We can't put an even digit on it. The only place we could put an even digit on it is here. That would be a 2. But then we need another even digit, and this can't be even at all. And oh yeah, okay. So that's a really nice way to think about it. This has an even sum. So it's either 2 evens or 2 odds, and this cell can't be even. So it has to be 2 odds. And actually, importantly, that removes the 2 from here. That places the 2 here. And so I guess this is 1, 3, 5, and the 6 is down here somewhere. Actually, the 6 is on here. This is pretty big then. It could be 1, 6 adding to 7. Otherwise, it would be 3, 6 adding to 9. We can't do 9. We'd go 9, 8, and then this would be minimum 7. And 7 isn't a digit. So this actually has to be 1, 6 adding to 7. So this is not a 1. This is 3, 5. This is not a 1. That's a 3, 5 pair. So this is 1, 4, 1, 2, 4. But this isn't a 1 because the 1's on this line. Ooh, 2 and 4. Unfortunately, it was either 1, 2, 5 or 1, 3, 4. But that means that with this 2, 4, the 2, 4 gets used up. Right? This line here is either going to be 1, 2, 5 or 1, 3, 4. Meaning it must have a 2 or a 4 on it. And this also has a 2 or a 4. So that's kind of a virtual 2, 4 pair. There's going to be a 2 or a 4 on here that pairs up with this guy. And so this can't be 1, 2, or 4. So this is 3, 5, or 6 only. For what it's worth. So wait, let's think about this. This adds to 7. If we went up to 8, best we could do is go back down to 7. So this actually adds to 6, meaning it can't have a 6 on it. Very nice. That gives us 3, 5, and 6 up here. That gives us the 5 and the 1. All right. This is still not resolved. I admit it's a little bit hard to read these notes. All right. This is 3 and 5. And I do know about the outline on elements. Let's see how it looks. I usually don't like the look of it. I think it's good for this puzzle, though. I know it's a little late to be turning that on, but all right. This is a 3. So we go 7. This adds to 6. We have no 4. So this has to be 1, 5. That gives us the 2, 4, and 1. So we go 7, 6. This has to go down to 5. So this is our 5, and that's our 6. That's 1 and 5. And so now we know what this is, actually, because there's no 5. So it can't be 1, 2, 5. So it has to be 1, 3, 4. Makes this 2, 1, 4, 3, 5, 1, 6. Oh, sorry, 1, 3. This is a 4. Down here we have 2 and 3. That's 3, that's 2, and we're done. All right. Yeah, interesting puzzle. There were some interesting key deductions we had to make here, and I liked how these I liked how these white crop key lines worked out. I think both were interesting to think about. Cool. Well, let me know how you did. If you enjoyed this, why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.